Well done, Harshit. Well done, because your team, the Delhi Capitals, are staying alive in the playoff race with this 20-run victory over the Rajasthan Royals. And now, just like ITO, just like Maharani Bagh, you got a big traffic jam. Because
Ashram.
Ashram's now okay.
Yeah,
Now it's
Maharani,
fine.
this thing.
Because of the new flyover that you have.
Yeah, but like ITO,
Lakshmi Nagar.
huh?
Lakshmi Nagar.
Lakshmi Nagar.
Archini.
Archini is bad.
Yes. So there's a big traffic jam there because with this win, there are 4 teams now on 12 points. Yeah. Chennai Super Kings, Lucknow Super Giants, Sunrisers Hyderabad and Rishabh Pant's Delhi Capitals. And they are moved ahead of LSG on the net run rate basis.
All of that doesn't matter till he's happy. Are you happy?
I am very happy today.
Dance!
Very happy today. See, it is, as a fan, if I can say this, today was a day where, as a fan, you wake up at times and you know it's your team's day. Today was one such day. You don't always feel like this, unless, of course, you're a champion team,
This is called dancing.
See, some of it is down to the environment at times.
But that was like very natural.
And imagine what a day it would have been had I been there. I had the opportunity to.
We had corporate box tickets. We stopped him. We said, no way. Your sports today, family needs you. You got to be here, celebrate. I'm just happy that Harshit is happy.
Today, see,
for the first time this IPL, he has smiled. Though his excitement levels are still about 30% of what usually Shane would have been at KKR. But at least it's gone from 0 to 30. That's
today I am happy that the
You should say
players...
40, pass mark to मिल जाता. 30% क्या है? 40%?
33%.
33, ठीक है. 40 is pass, na?
अच्छा हमारे टाइम 33 होता था.
You are lucky. I was 35. 2% ज़्यादा. Any?
No, math you're good at.
Math I was terrible. The first book that I threw out was mathematics after I finished school. So I didn't want to take mathematics. But yes, you have ensured that the remaining 2 weeks of the IPL, nothing is certain because no team has still sealed qualification.
Yeah.
The Q or the E has not been added in any team at this point in time.
And we're down to what? The last 2 weeks of group stages?
You're down to the last 12 days.
12 days rather. Yeah, 7 today.
1.5 days, 1.5 weeks of the IPL league stage is left and we still don't know who our top 4 are. Thanks to Delhi Capitals today.
Yeah.
Yeah, because see now Rajasthan.
They would have become definitely the first team had they won today.
2 losses on the trot now.
Yeah. As Rajasthan, I would take it. I would rather take those losses right now than face a spell like this. Or if I was to finish 1 and 2, then look at these back-to-back defeats in qualifier 1, qualifier 2. Let's say it's good if they're getting a reality check somewhere, and somewhere they are. Maybe yes, you could argue today it was a depleted side. There was no Shimron Hetmeyer.
Yeah.
Anything above 200, most days you'll need a Shimron Hetmeyer. But credit to Delhi. Credit to Delhi for the way that they responded to the whole situation after losing the toss. It wasn't a good toss to lose, by the way.
Yeah.
It wasn't the kind of surface where losing the toss doesn't make a difference. Here, it in most cases does. Small ground, and dew plays a factor during this part, which is why you could see that the ball wasn't easy to grip at times. There was a missed catch as well, although early on.
Yeah, Butler.
That of Butler, but it may or may not be down to dew, but always a factor that's going to
Today
affect
you
games.
got a gem because one half of the Kulcha Jodi. Today Chahal had a torrid run, but Kuldeep Yadav 2 for 25, wearing his pace, wearing his line and length.
He bowled a delivery that had
115 kmph.
114 point something.
Yeah.
114. That day we were going gaga about Mayank Dagar, remember?
Yeah.
When he bowled 102, 103.
106 kmph Yorker to Sunil Narayan.
To Sunil Narayan. 114. It was impossible to negotiate with him after a point.
Despite the best efforts of Sanju Samson, who was batting like an absolute dream.
Oh, yes.
86 of the finest runs that he had to make. And if you have to look at who won this battle of the wicketkeepers today, Sanju has gone by a clear distance as the winner over Rishabh Pant. As far as the other spinners concerned, we know that Kuldeep will start. He's one of the definite starters in that. But Chahal continues to have a torrid time.
Yes. A 64 the other day, followed by a 48.
62.
62, 64, whatever.
Today 48.
And 48 today.
8 overs,
You
110.
move through everything so fast. You finished Kuldeep, you finished the wicket keepers, you finished
No, we're just skimming.
Just skimming, but now the main thing, it needed something quite...
Hole.
T20 format.
No, but now we'll
Say,
come
bye
to...
bye, see you.
The only thing that's permanently slow, I think, is the overrate from the Delhi Capitals.
But what is going to happen?
Nothing.
Will, how many offenses has Rishabh Pant
This
already
is
had?
his...
Twice already.
This is third offense.
But actual offense, well, I mean, sanctions was it? There's no sanctions yet. Yes, fines and all have happened.
Only one fine.
Two.
24.
I think twice.
The third one is still not happening.
Today
Third has happened multiple times, but it's not happened because technically
It's not
third has to be a ban.
Yeah.
But that's why the fine will not come. Because if you do the fine, then it's technically you have to ban, no?
Yes.
The third offense you
Third
also-
is ban.
Yep.
So it's not going to happen.
Which is why how overrates they are in this IPL have been absolutely woeful. 10 minutes they were well over. It showed on the giant screen. 10 minutes over. But no.
Not the first time.
No efforts has been made. And again, checking the wide, checking the catch, checking everything. Check everything. Even if you bowl a ball, check whether the ball is legal. Every delivery. Make it a 4-5 hour T20 rather than a 4 hour. We started 7:30. It ended close to 11:20. 4 hours.
A little under 4 hours.
Yeah, per hour you're bowling only 10 overs. That too when you've got 2 spinners, when you've got 3 spinners. Still, per hour only 10 overs. It's absolutely woeful. But nothing will be done. Nothing has been done. Nothing will be done. In the future, nothing can be done. Yeah. That is the situation regarding this. But the one major talking point, and this is where I think we will devote a fair bit of time to it, is Sanju batting like an absolute dream, but that catch. Lots of people were saying that, I mean, the Rajasthan Royals camp were absolutely not happy about it. They were arguing over it, but then when I saw the replay, when I saw the catch that was taken.
Wait, let's start with where we are. Where is the points table?
Okay, so.
Slowly, hole. Show me the points
Back to
table.
the traffic jam.
No,
Back to
not
the
to the traffic jam. I want you to pick. Please show me the points table.
Yeah.
Now that we have 4 teams tied, okay, I want you to pick who amongst the 4 2 you think are going to make it. So Kolkata, Rajasthan. By the way, Rajasthan has had a slump the worst possible time. 2 losses in a row.
trot.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
As Harshit said, it's a good thing.
I think it's a good. See,
You're saying good thing because Delhi have won.
No, I'm saying it's a good thing for them because they're clearly the better team at the moment. From their perspective as well, I think they would rather take those losses right now than get law of averages, reality checks, chinks in the armory, whatever it is, for it to come at the absolute dying stages of where their campaign could actually head. They rather have it right now. They're all but assured of qualification. It's fine to have these wins. They've had hat-tricks of wins multiple times in this tournament. It's fine to have these losses now than in qualifier 1, qualifier 2.
No. I don't know. I feel you should be in the rhythm.
Yeah.
You have to be. I'm not a believer in law of averages, but I'm saying, 2 losses. If it's come at the wrong time for them, this is the business end of the tournament. Why I'll tell you? Because you must not forget that it is a massive difference between being top 2 and 3 and 4.
Yes.
Massive
So,
difference.
see,
Right now, again, you've opened yourself now. You've opened yourself to a chance. Otherwise, if this slump had not come, signed, sealed, delivered, top 2 spot. They still might make it. But why? And by the way, Rajasthan is one team. I'm going back by memory. It's that one team that has been in situations of qualifying and missing out on qualification from there. I don't think that's going to happen this year because they're very well placed.
Yeah.
So qualification, I think, is pretty much done. Even though there's no technically Q in front of their name, which they could have had they won today. But even then, the rarest to rarest chances also, I don't think they're missing out on qualification. But top 2, who knows? Who knows?
See, they still have 3 games in hand.
It's a 2.
And they have
One
a
is
buffer
against
of...
KKR.
No,
I agree.
and
but
they've got a buffer 2 games for any team to even come to 16 points.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. 3 games, 2 wins, 1 losses. 2 wins, 1 losses. 3 wins for another team. You're gone.
Look, Rajasthan can still get eliminated. Because, see,
No, they can, but I don't
By
see
that
happen.
logic, so nobody is even secure right now.
Which is true.
Which is
but
true.
I don't believe that's going to
Yeah.
happen. But
Yeah.
he's just pointing out a technicality.
Look, I'll tell you how. Okay, last game of RR is against KKR.
Okay.
If they stay in this current situation, suppose KKR lose to both MI and GT, one of them is only getting to 18. Okay, Rajasthan Royals, they lose to CSK. Chennai beat GT, they can get to 16. Kind of a better net run rate. Okay, so they beat CSK.
No,
wins-
CSK will need 2 wins to get to 16.
Yeah, so they beat GT, they beat RR.
And RCB is their third.
Yeah, so that is there. Sunrisers and LSG, the game that's happening tomorrow, one is definitely getting to 14.
Yes.
So if SRH win against LSG, beat GT, the bottom ranked team, they also can get to 16. Their net run rate will also take a big improvement.
I'm saying, yeah, we're not even getting detail, but I think 16 they qualify, and there could be a traffic jam with multiple teams being on 16 and somebody missing out on net run rate. Technically, yeah, sure. I don't see that happening, but I'm saying top 2 could be an issue. Even now they are favorites. But say you win 1 and lose 2, and why I'm saying the rhythm makes a difference. Sometimes, these 2 losses can dent your confidence. You win 1, lose 2, so that's 18 points. But 18 may not guarantee you. There could be any other team that wins the next 3.
Yeah, you will need either,
Any one
a
of them.
CSK or an SRH.
And you won't put it past
Even
them.
a Lucknow, yeah.
See, one of them is going to win anyway tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then they need 2 wins.
But if you see, because we can see the series form for all teams, the only team I see having 3 wins on the trot is RR right now. No other team has had the kind of consistency this year that they've had. We're talking about
you
the
mean
last.
Kolkata.
No, that's RR. 3 on the.
Even
Now
KKR.
Kolkata, after their last victory as well.
Only 1.
So
And Royal Challengers Bengaluru won 3 on the trot.
Yeah, but though that never going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
I would still, you ask me, I'm still going to pick Rajasthan as the top 2.
Yeah.
Because very well placed. But now I won't be 100% sure of top 2, which I would have been.
It's
I think I still am. I still am.
It's come at the worst possible
Look
Are
at
you
the
100% sure?
Yes,
You can't be 100% sure about anything.
anything, but I'm just looking at the run-in.
I can't even be 100% sure about the team and form in Kolkata also doing that. I'm just saying, technically, funnier things have happened. I don't think anyone would have, with the start that Delhi had, anyone would have given them that they would have been in with a shout for a top 4 finish also.
Yeah.
But it's happened now. So unlikely things happen. I don't think you can be 100% sure that they make
I
the
would
top
say
2. You could hazard a guess and you could go in with saying, okay, now I'm very confident that they'll make it.
95% I think it's theirs. Top 2 finish.
Should be, but
See, for me-
I don't think if I'm looking at probability, it's 95 because you need to win all 3 to be 100% sure. All 3
But so will other teams also, no? To
That's
be
what I'm
able to
saying.
catch up with them.
to take it beyond anybody else. You have to win 3 games in a row to be 100%.
But by that,
That's what
this
I'm
thing,
saying.
no team is guaranteed, even KKR.
Exactly what I'm saying. If you're asking me to pick, I'll say, okay, Rajasthan Royals, I'll give them 80% chance that they are first. I'll give 30 to somebody, 20, whatever. But I can't be 100% sure now where they are.
I mean, it's come at the worst possible time for them. It's the business
They
end.
wouldn't have wanted it. I'm sure
No team would want it.
No, now, see, no team would want to lose a game. But now what has happened in the last 2 games, they'd be kicking themselves. And now, see, maybe earlier 1 or 2 losses, you just brush it under the carpet. After this, now there's alarm bell. Now, suddenly the next game is important. Because if you lose 1 more game, it's gone out of
I think
CSK
the next is
gone out
panic
of your
stations,
control.
not today. Because see, if they had lost those 1-2 games, the 2 games that they've lost right now, had they lost those 2 games at some earlier point, you deduct 4 points, where do they end up? They end up being in the logjam. You you remove 4 points, so 16 becomes 12 then, and they find themselves in the logjam where they have to win then. Right now they have a cushion. It's because of all
I'm
those.
giving them 80%.
That's what I'm
Everyone
saying.
else
So,
30. But I can't
if
be
it's-
100%.
But that's where I disagree that this is not the worst possible time. I rather be head and shoulders above the others or have that cushion than be in the logjam.
You are losing momentum.
But did we not say that for the Indian team? That, had they lost at some point prior to the semi-final, it would have been
I
okay.
didn't say that.
No, totally disagree.
In hindsight, it
No.
was said.
Even that theory is totally disregarded.
said.
No?
So, yeah.
That theory is also totally disregarded. In 2017, you lost 1 game earlier before the final to Sri Lanka. Did you win the tournament then? No. In 2019, you lost to England in the league stages, but then did you win the semi-final? No. 22, you lost a league game to South Africa, But did you win the semi-final? No.
No, that theory comes into play when the team's having an absolute mad run.
So they lost only one game. India finished on top of the group in 2019.
Yeah.
One loss to England. But then they still lost in the semi-final.
Okay, pick your remaining two, whatever it is, what happens in Rajasthan. I still think they make it. I feel that now for the very first time I'm even thinking about that they could miss out on top two. First time. I'd never thought about it from the start of the tournament. I think I was under the impression guaranteed top two. First time I have a doubt. I still think they are favourites to make top two. First time a doubt. Anyway, who are the two you're going to pick now that Delhi Capitals made a comeback? Let's not forget they've played a game more than Sunrisers, Chennai, Lucknow.
I'm picking CSK and SRH as the other two.
CSK.
We named our two yesterday. I don't think
No, now Delhi has come in. Now
Even
you want to
then,
change.
Delhi were in contention yesterday also.
No, but one
Now
win makes a huge difference. Yeah.
It does, but you need Delhi to win the other two matches as well. I don't think they're cutting into the top four.
Ooh, next two matches, 16 points. You could make it.
Yeah.
But 3 wins on the trot, we've not seen that happen.
You're just praising him for being a fan, na? 30%.
but
I think I jumped the gun.
Yeah.
Because
I think they jump.
RCB I can expect 2 points, but not LSG for sure. That's where it may be a home game, but LSG will also be in contention.
It's just a matter of 2 games, 2 wins. You're done.
I find
See,
it
the
difficult.
problem with RR now is they don't play at the Savai Mansingh anymore.
I was for some reason confident today, going into the match, even knowing that, jolly well you're playing Rajasthan Royals, the best team. Just one of those feelings. I don't quite get that feeling looking at a Lucknow per se, because their wherewithal is such. I feel the two teams are evenly matched and they might just edge.
The only advantage is, see, RR are not playing at home anymore. They're not playing at Savai Mansingh. CSK is at Chipok. The other 2 games that they play are in Barsabara. But that's also, they call it home, but it's a new condition altogether. Pitch and condition. So we don't know how it will fare up.
No, that's fine. His choice. What are your 2 teams? You don't want to pick your team? That's
I had gone with CSK LSG. I stick with that.
Yeah, I'm going with him. CSK LSG. Though tomorrow we'll have an answer. I think SRH LSG is a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's game.
Uppal. It's at Uppal.
It's the start of the last 3 home games that SRH have.
Tomorrow's game will decide. Okay. Let's address the elephant in the room before we get to the finer points of the match. And the elephant in the room is going to be the Sanju Samson
dismissal.
Many would call it the turning point of the match. That's one point. Was it? Was it not? Was that out? Was it not? Did the TV umpire hurry up in his decision making? Yes, no? What does everyone think?
I think it was out. There were a couple of replays. There was no visual evidence to suggest that there was contact between the boot and the rope, and I think the right decision was made.
Yeah, but I felt that he hurried up. What was the hurry to have given? He saw one angle from each side.
Yeah, you don't get the top angle in such instances anyway. I was also looking at angles, so there was only side-ons you could have seen.
But he should have spent time on those. I'll tell you whether I think it's out or not. That's another thing. First things first, I think the TV umpire needed to spend some more time. Why not clear the doubt? In the final couple of frames that he sees, he needed to just spend a little more time talking about it, whether it touched or not, with different angles. All he did was that final angle, he says that the one which gave an impression that it could have been touching, whether it was not, that's the debate. He says, yeah, not touching, not out. And see, there was that doubt, which is why someone like a Sanju Samson, who's a very amiable sort of a guy, had to, go back. His team got up, So all I'm saying is that there was contrasting evidence on display. Why did the TV umpire have to rush with it? There's more time. Anyway, there's hazard time wasted. I think it took 3 times the time to decide on that wide, which was a close wide, I agree. And it took, enough time to decide on that wide. Why could you not take that much time on that Sanju Samson dismissal so as to, put to rest any sort of fear that anyone may have had? Why couldn't he do that? He just hurried up and he's showing this angle, just saw it once, decided. So what that does is calms everyone down. You see it multiple times, calms everyone down. There is a moment here where it seems like he's touched, that thing has moved. Whether again, said I'm not 100% sure. There is a doubt that is created. Yeah. When that doubt is created, why don't you say rock and roll, go back, I want to see it again, 2-3 times, see different angles. He saw it once, took a decision. And I'm saying, because it left a doubt, the Rajasthan bench was angry. The Delhi owner was out on the balcony. I mean, I have other thoughts about that, which we'll get to. Almost swearing at that moment. Sanju Samson was very calm, looking to, review it, all of that. So I think TV umpire needed to spend more time. That's my argument. Having said that, you're saying it was out. You had no doubt.
Yeah, because when I was also seeing the umpire rock and roll and ask for it, the one thing I had my eye on was the boundary rope. Was there any sort of movement there? I couldn't see any. The couple of angles which were seen also didn't project that there was any sort of contact. You can't have snicko in such matters, unfortunately, and that's the available technology. Top angle also doesn't exist. The spider cam doesn't give you, visuals for such moments. So I think with whatever and with the same people who end up, let's say, also criticizing the present system, when there's an inordinate amount of time spent when there is evidence. This was the available evidence. This was the available technology, and a decision given whatever you could. Side-ons you saw, you did the rock and roll. That's all you
didn't do it. He didn't do it. In this particular thing, he didn't do it.
There was not much of rock and roll.
Nothing.
The first time
the first angle he did, but that angle did not show anything. The second angle, which is this angle, can you just show this frame, Saransh, to this angle when he sees this, and I've spent enough time. This angle, he does not do any rock and roll. He just moves it once, takes a call, and this is the angle. This is the angle that gave an impression that it may have touched. I'll get to that, whether it's touched or not. But this angle, just the still frame, this angle that you're saying, he did not spend time. He did not go back.
But it's just this frame. You just have a look at this very frame from an angle which is slightly more.
That's a different debate, Harshit, whether it touched or not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
Because before we played this video, the point that we started it just clearly tells you that there is a gap between the boot and the rope.
No.
Saransh, can we just go 10 seconds back on this particular video?
You cannot go back. No, I'm talking about this moment. I don't want to see back movement. There's no going rock and roll. It's one movement that he's moving. Of course, 10 seconds back he's away.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this moment.
Okay.
And this
but this is just from this angle. This is just from this angle.
But why not spend time on this angle? This is the angle that gave an impression that it touched.
But no movement.
I'm just telling you, I did see it, I felt, and I'll explain that why I felt like that. I've seen it, as you knew before we started the show, I spent seeing it some 30 times. Again and again and again and again. It created that illusion because when the first time I saw to my naked eye, it felt to me that it touched. But my point is, I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong, I'll get to that. My point is, why did he not spend some more time? If for me or anybody else, you have to see it multiple times to be 100% sure where it's touched or not, because there is a moment where it feels like it touched. I'm not the only one. There's a reason the Rajasthan bench got up. There's a reason that Sanju Samson stopped. So I'm, again, as I said, as a third umpire, like he did for the wide, which he kept doing multiple times, and that's fine because he wanted to get it right, and I think he got the wide call bang on correct. But he took time. When he was 100% sure, then he took a decision. The only thing that I would pay the umpire for didn't spend that much time. I'll get Siddharth's thoughts on that. And
see, this particular angle, it could have made or broken the match. Okay, umpire really jumped the gun. See, because it was only by a matter of inches.
I don't think it's necessary to be overspending time.
No. When there is a doubt.
It was doubtful.
Because the one time I don't see the rope move. Simple as that.
That's your view, no? I'm saying there are different views.
Yeah.
If there is a view that if there is a doubt created, as I said, that wide, he thought that it was not a wide to begin with. I thought it was a wide to begin with, right? The umpire could have just seen one more time and said no, but he spent time, right? Different angles, so that there remains no doubt. That's what the third umpire is there for, to ensure there remains no doubt.
Yeah.
If he used to just see it in one go and just decide, then there is no need for those technology. There is no need for multiple things.
Yeah.
There is no need to go back. Then you just see it with a naked eye.
There are two instances here, okay? Just before the end of the game, there were multiple replays. They took time on deciding what was a wide. That was one.
Which is fair.
Here, that same amount of time wasn't taken.
Nothing. I'm saying not even once did you go back. And it created, it did seem like he had touched. But he did not spend some time. But I will still, why I was saying, how did I reach the conclusion? The first time I saw it with the naked eye, to which the umpire said, it's okay, not out. The Rajasthan bench got up because they did feel it touched. I honestly, when I was seeing that replay, also felt that it had touched. And so I was like, Rajasthan is absolutely right to be standing up. Sanju Samson is absolutely right to have been doing. But then, because we work in a media organization, we have the benefit of seeing it again and again in replay. The fans back, they did not show the replay in the broadcast.
Yeah, they did.
The fans don't know, the players don't know, and they're upset because they have that image which I also had, that it had touched. There was a moment that it touches, and why did the umpire not see it again and again? He took a call. Then when I've seen multiple times, it's only then that I've realized that in reality he did not touch. But there was a moment when I felt it touch. There's a moment where Rajasthan felt it touch, was his shadow. So there's a moment where it happens, and because the shadow moves, so there's a thing, and the black shadow is moving. When that moves, there's a movement, right?
Yeah.
So it feels like that thing is shook. You said there was no movement. To me, I saw a movement. And I was like, that's out. Why is he not giving up? Well, later I realized that if you play that thing, there is a fraction of a moment where it seems like that those things have moved.
Yeah, but it's the shadow.
But it's actually a shadow that's moved near the foot. That black comes in a second, right? So it looks like that's moved.
Yeah,
that shadow has given the
illusion.
Correct. What he could have done is, that's what I'm saying. If I could see a doubt, I'm sure he also, if he spent time and not hurried up, he would have seen that out, would have played it again. Let me be sure, like he was doing with the wide, and I really liked it. That wide, he said, because behind the bat he could not see when it was crossing, so he said, give me another angle, this angle, that angle. Great. Here also he could have spent some time, and when seeing multiple times, I saw that it was a shadow. If he had done that, that hangama wouldn't have happened. That whole hangama of them being upset, because then they also
any team, this was a close call. There's no denying that this was a close call.
So
and
any team, be 100% sure?
Any team would feel that this is not out, this is not out. Any team, if it were, let's say, a Delhi Capitals player being caught out in that manner, even I would have felt the same way, and maybe I would have been out of the dugout as well. That listen, no, this is not out because there was contact. But I'm just saying that for once, if the umpire given, and because all decisions in the match, I think, were taken in the right sense. There was no movement in the one frame that I saw. I couldn't see any movement. I don't think I needed it to be played out again and again, because I was only looking for movement. I wasn't looking at the shadow per se. The shadow, why, I'll tell you, because your floodlights, you get 4 shadows. You get shadow this side. So that's what I'm saying. So shadows for me was out of question, because I was only looking for that triangular thing to move. I was only looking at the rope.
That's what it looks like it moves.
So
it looks like it moves.
So the shadow thing, what?
You, Harshad, no, superhuman also can't tell. As I said, when it moves, that thing moves. When you see that, that's why everyone got up. See, if you take a catch and it's a close catch and they don't go to the third umpire, hypothetically, then the team is upset, I understand, because it's not been seen. Now you've gone to the third umpire. What does each team expect when there is doubt? That see it enough number of times to be 100% sure. And that's what the third umpire didn't do. Yeah. In hindsight, it's proven to be the right decision. So it's all fine. But I'm saying, had he heard at that moment, without seeing those multiple replays, it would have, this
snowballed into a big controversy.
Because that was the turning point.
Yep,
bang on. I agree that situation is getting tough, but with Sanju Samson there, you needed 12 and over. Possible.
Yeah.
Right. He got out, momentum changes, they lost multiple wickets after that. Boom, gone. That's what he didn't do, which he did very well in the wide.
Yeah.
He just eliminated all doubts. Here, it just felt like that I'm glad for him that eventually it's the right decision. I'm really glad. Had it not been a right decision, you wouldn't have heard that. Maybe now also he'll carry on, but at least now he can see that replay again and again, show them that was a shadow. At least that's what I felt. I've seen that replay. By the way, let me tell you, I've seen that. I have the recording of that replay. I took it out because the broadcaster wasn't showing it.
Yeah.
So I saw it multiple times from both those angles. And it initially, when I saw the replays also, that's the moment.
Because for me, what was conclusive enough, because it was same sequence, was once the foot was planted, it doesn't go up. Once the foot is planted, so it's just the angle of the camera that continues to change, but the foot doesn't move.
Yeah, but he's moving. So I'll tell you, Harshad,
but it's the left leg that doesn't move.
Correct. But there is, he's going closer. His leg is moving, right?
Yeah.
He's going closer to the boundary rope. And when he's the closest, there seems to be a movement. And then he goes away, right? So when that, let's say the fifth step, one, closer, no movement, closer. Fifth step, which is the closest, seems to be a movement. Then he goes back. So there's that one thing which shows a movement. And I was like, that's it. That's the time he's touched it. When you see, because he's gone so close, the shadows fully covered the thing. It becomes black. It seems like it's moved. It's not. It's not.
They don't have that
Why
magnifying
not? Yeah, they
thing.
could have done it. They have that.
No,
I'm
they
saying-
can zoom in.
Yeah, but he didn't do any
He
of
didn't do
that.
that.
And that just allies all the fear. Like, Rajasthan also would have said, no, he's seen it multiple times. And we also, that one frame can create an illusion to us. When even commentators are saying, oh, was it that? Was it out? Was it doubt? I'm not
Created
saying
doubt,
anyone's doubt. Take your time. Be 100% sure. The funny thing was that, and that I agree, Sanju wanted to take a review, but I think the time had passed.
Yeah,
Could not have
15
taken-
seconds. were
Yeah,
done,
because he was walking away and it's his bench that said, no, you go back. He's touched the thing. You go back. So he started coming back. By that time, 15 seconds had gone. So which is right, if it did.
Which is right.
Yeah, if you're playing alongside Ashwin, such suggestions can often be made. A review being challenged.
Yeah, like what Ashwin, his own Rajasthan Royals teammate would do.
Yeah.
R. Ashwin challenge a review.
You said that. You just did a shit.
Which is what I'm saying.
He said he had a R. Ashwin sitting in the bench and he could have told him to challenge.
But then I think he ran out of time. That was the only
That
problem.
also he said.
Yeah, which is why the debate, again, that magnifying and parallax error,
Yeah.
that is the problem. The parallax error, as always.
Parallax error.
With these kind of cameras, it's impossible to get that kind of thing. And why are they not using the magnifying thing? I thought it was not there.
No, could have. 100%.
It's a basic thing.
Yeah,
I'm sure they do.
No,
have
it's
it.
not that. That is not a technology. That's the same
It's
thing
a
the
zoom
camera
in.
zooms in. So it's not, I mean, the footage in the edit machine just zooms in. So you don't need another, some new age space technology.
Yeah.
It's a very basic.
It's
easy
just
to
basic
do.
zoom in.
Okay. It was a battle of the two wicket keepers. One has emerged victorious when it comes to his team. That's
Yeah.
Rishabh Pant. But the other has turned out to be victorious in his individual performance. And while both have been selected in the 15, I think the jury is out as to who starts. Rohit Sharma himself has said, "Paanch ko match hai, we will decide." So, what do you think?
I think for me on current form, it's a no-brainer. It's Sanju Samson that has to start. That he has to start because he can also be very flexible. He doesn't take his time against any kind of bowling. He can get going from the word go. Rishabh is taking far too much time,
Saraj,
and that is hurting.
can you take out in IPL T20 overall records for this season? I want to see both Sanju and Rishabh. Yeah, sorry.
So, if you look at strike rate and number of runs, I'm pretty sure Sanju aces both in IPL 2020.
Can I give you a reality check? Before this game had started, now I don't know, obviously now Sanju, before
Yeah.
this, and that's how I want to show you. Before this game started, both were neck and neck.
Yes.
In amount of runs scored and strike rate, my friend.
Yeah, 160, I think, yeah.
But there was a misconception, a general misconception that, till now
Samson.
Sanju's strike rate has been so much better than Rishabh Pant's.
Yeah.
But before this match started, they were very close to each other. Now, Sanju may have pulled away. So, no, just
No.
go back. Just go back. No,
The
just
whole
go
thing, the
back.
whole thing.
Sarah, just go back. Go back to where you were. Okay. Sanju has got 471 at a 163 strike rate.
Yes.
Now, please show us Rishabh Pant.
Yeah, Rishabh Pant also, I think runs will be less, but
413. Right?
Yeah.
So, the difference has come only today.
yeah,
Whatever. So, they were the same runs before this match. 156.
Yeah.
And he was how much?
163.
So, that difference also
Yeah, this match.
8. This
8.
match has resulted.
The one other difference
So
being
till
Rishabh's
now, in terms of strike rate and runs, both were almost equal, by the way. Not that Sanju was so far ahead, as was the common misconception. Both were equal. This match he's gone ahead. Now,
Yeah.
back to...
As I would
Rishabh's, by the way, played one extra game in these numbers that we see.
Yeah.
So, as far as runs and strike rate are concerned, irrespective of the match, I felt Sanju was looking in far better rhythm than Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant, we all tend to forget that yes, he's had good knocks, but it's also been punctuated by the fact that he took time on certain innings. SRH game, DC SRH at the same venue.
KKR also, if it wasn't for that Venkatesh Iyer over, he
Both
was,
KKR games.
Ah.
Both KKR games, the DC SRH game right here at the Arun Jaitley Stadium, you see how he struggled in that. He had one good over and then he kind of improved his strike rate, but still, I think it was just about 120 in that game, which produced 266 runs. So that is why the struggles have been visible with Rishabh Pant. He takes his time. Even today, he took time. With Sanju, that doesn't seem to be the case. Sanju is looking fluid, plus he's batting at the top of the order, which allows the Indian team a certain level of flexibility also if you want to try something radical. if you want to not play a Jaiswal, who's also not in good form, he just has that 100, but he's also had a very lean patch in between. If you don't want to play Jaiswal, you play a Rohit and a Virat and Rohit open. Play Sanju at 3. Then the rest of the batting remains flexible then in that sense. So he kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Ensures that there is flexibility in the batting. Second, you need not bat at number 6. Sanju can bat from any position at number 3 to number 6. Plus Pant, same with Suryakumar Yadav. Suryakumar Yadav, magnificent T20 player, but can't crack the ODI code. Pant, a fantastic test player, a fantastic ODI player, but T20I, 61 T20Is is far too great a sample size.
And strike rate of about
123, average of 23. So that's why on current form and looking at the flexibility that he can bring to the Indian cricket team, Sanju starts for me any day. Okay, the one con that is there, it's not a left-hander. If you play Sanju, you don't play a Rishabh or you don't play a Yashasvi, until number 6, you don't have any left-handers.
No, but you could have Dubey and Yashasvi, na?
We don't know how. If Sanju plays, if Rohit and Virat open, 4 is Shivam Suryakumar Yadav, 5 is Hardik Pandya / Shivam Dubey.
I think it's best just for hypothesis. I think Virat's playing number 3.
Okay, that's good. But then Sanju is batting at number 6 then, right? You only have 2 left-handers potentially in the top 7. Aksar / Jaddu. You have a Yashasvi Jaiswal. Dubey, I think, can't fit in if a Hardik is playing. And I think you can't fit in.
Nikhil manages to fit
in. But then, I don't know, looking at this Indian team management, I don't see them taking that risk.
So, Sanju for you.
Sanju for me.
I would also go with Sanju between the two of them. My reason being, first and foremost, that he doesn't take time to kick on. If he's there, he'll take his chances. He's not afraid to play those big shots. Rishabh has been guilty of slowing things down a few times. Yes, he makes up for it. He more than makes up for it later on as he spends more time at the crease. But where he'll be expected to bat, you expect somebody who can take on the bowlers right from the word go. That's the role that you're looking at the Indian team, because neither of these two plays ahead of number 5. Number 5 in a ideal scenario, in fact, could be number 6. 5 could be Pandya, in fact. Either of these guys could be playing number 6.
No, I think they will have Pandya bat lower, I feel. But
And
you never know.
But
Because if
nothing
Rishabh
above
plays,
5. Nothing above 5.
I think if Rishabh plays, they could be. Rishabh
5.
plays, he bats higher.
Even higher than 5.
Yeah, 5.
He will
bats
bat at 5.
Rishabh bats at 5 and
Hardik at
But
6.
what about Dubey then?
Hardik at 6. Dubey though many are not playing.
But
I'm
you're playing him.
Yeah, but I would still bat him at 6.
Dubey.
Dubey at 6 and Hardik at 7. I would do that. I'll tell them, you guys have to do that. That's one option I would go with.
But aren't you depriving Dubey of his powers then and his time?
No, the very few who can, accelerate right at the death. You do not have those kind of batters. See, if
But
there
Dubey
is
doesn't do that in IPL.
No, but why not? He can do it, no?
He's
He's
done
the
it
one
in the
guy.
LSG game. He did
I
it.
need that. See, you got him for the role that Rinku was supposed to do. If you had gone with Rinku, is another thing. Rinku is the only guy who could do that. Now you'll have to have Dubey, and I'm sorry, but I'll also tell Hardik now he has to do that. He'll have to do that role. So that's my only option. And also, if Rishabh plays and the left-hander, I would need slightly up in the order, and so is Dubey. But I think you'll have to move around like that. But yeah, on a given day, let's say if you had a great start and your opener and number 3 have batted till 14-15, let's say, then I may think of pushing Dubey that day. Go for it. Go attack. I mean, that has to be flexible. But I'm saying on a day you're consistently, your wickets are falling, then I'll follow this batting order. Where everyone is like, let's say it's a day where everyone's playing a 30 cameo. Then this will be my batting order. Anyway, coming to who I think starts, is very close.
But can I say, I just want to add that bit as well. While I express my feelings, I think the Indian team is going with Pant, and it came from that press conference, by the way. That press conference that happened on the 2nd of May, while Rohit was talking about the 2 wicket keepers, he specifically said that Rishabh's been batting 4-5, and this is the position that we're looking at as well. So because he mentioned that, Sanju we know bats at number 3. But Rishabh,
4 though can't be, na? How will it 4 be?
he
Unless
said
Virat opens.
Yeah.
4-5, but he talked about Rishabh batting in 4-5 and the position that they're looking
Even
at.
Sanju will have to do that. That's why whoever plays.
Which is
but
why-
then there was a specific question asked about who starts between Sanju.
There was no clarity given.
Then he said, no, I'm not
Revealing my plans and all.
No, not reveal. He said that is far. And I genuinely believe that he said the game is on the 5th. I think what they're going to do is they may look at form. Don't be surprised.
I'll be surprised if Rishabh starts ahead of. Or if Sanju starts ahead of Rishabh.
You'd be surprised. Maybe I would be too. I think maybe at the moment doesn't matter what the form is. Team management may think of Rishabh Pant as a starter, which is possible. You may be right. But I feel that since you still have a lot of time to go for that game and there are still enough IPL games to be played, if they stay neck and neck as they are right now, like they were exactly at the same position before this game. Now Sanju has gone ahead. You never know if Rishabh comes back. Sanju has a couple of games he doesn't do well. Then they're even Stevens. Then I think Rishabh starts. But if Sanju continues to pull ahead, then I won't be surprised that Sanju ends up starting. I had gone with Sanju primarily because of his ability to be very attacking. Like, as I said, if I'm the opposition and there's Sanju or a Rishabh, I'm a bit more worried about Sanju because I know he can explode and hurt me. I may not be that worried as opposition about Rishabh to explode. I would be worried about a Rishabh in Test match cricket and to an extent in ODI also. Test match to 100%. He comes out to bat and I'm opposition. I'm like, boss, he will change the game around. But T20, not as scary as he is in Test and ODI.
No.
But again, I think it's a game of very fine margin, or the call of a very fine margin. Where
28 days to
no
go.
right or wrong.
Yeah. 28 days to go to determine what's going to happen.
Moving on, one player I really want to talk about, because we keep looking at these performances, right? We're looking at World Cup, how are the players doing well, and the curse of players who selected for the Indian team not doing well continues, barring a few. And we say the one name that you got to write in that is Jasprit Bumrah. But I think if there is one name, while Sky has had a good time, but there's one name who, like Jasprit Bumrah, has been good before the team was announced, is good even now, and should be a must, is Kuldeep Yadav.
Yes.
You could say that the Sanju Samson dismissal was a turning point, maybe not, but I still think that where Rajasthan were, it seemed like a tough position even for Sanju, but he could have done it, he could have not. Tough situation. But where the game was actually decided, and which is why I think that was definitely the turning point, 18th over. Firstly, you get Kuldeep to bowl the 18th over, that itself was a good call. And he bowls as a spinner, and that I'm happy that's changing. A lot of spinners are now bowling in UCHL, bowled in this game. Kuldeep is bowling. A lot of spinners are bowling towards the death, which is good. So I like the fact that it's all changing. He bowls that 18th over, and 4 runs, 2 wickets, done. That's where the game was done. Then you needed a Herculean effort of some 5 sixes in an over type of situation, which would have been a rarity. So Kuldeep Yadav, alongside Jasprit Bumrah, 2 people that I'm zero worry about ahead of the World Cup.
Exactly. Today, look at the variations that he was bowling with.
Yeah.
Look at the line and length that he was bowling on this deck. 2 for 25 in 4 overs. That's almost Bumrah-esque or Narayan-esque if you have to look at it. Combined, economy, wickets, penetration, impact, it's right up there.
I think I know where this is coming from. The fact that Barcelona just conceded the league.
How's that good?
Fires you up. That day as well, when he came, Barcelona lost the El Clasico, came in just some mood. Also, the fact that, but jokes aside, he's gone through a break, a long one at that. And today, that speed, by the way, just told you that these are signs of a rejuvenated player. 114 Ks you don't see from Kuldeep Yadav.
And I'm glad.
He's mostly between 80, 95. That's the speed.
No, remember when he came back much stronger with the Indian team. I think Asia Cup was the start of that. He had mentioned that one thing that he's added to his armory is like increase the speed.
So 2 things he said.
But not at that speed.
Not 114, 95, 90.
That's Shahid Afridi level.
Exactly.
That's a javelin
he said
throw.
that he'd straightened his run up a bit and worked on his jump so that he gets those extra revs, gets that extra pace.
The number of degrees also has lessened. He used to come at an angle, right?
Yeah,
Angle
much closer to the umpire now.
That's Marcus Stoinis and Saurav Ganguly.
Yes.
Speed.
No, but the best thing is Rishabh Pant is bowling him in the death. Kuldeep was always a very good death bowler. I mean, imagine in the Virat Kohli era of captaincy in ODIs, Kulcha would bowl from overs 40 to 45. When have we ever seen any other spin bowling duo bowl in the death overs? Kuldeep, that time was peak. If you could bowl in the death, it's sorted. You've gotten the right team now. Credit to Delhi Capitals for at least reviving Kuldeep's career, because after the KKR stint, he was done.
Yeah.
Plus, he had a knee injury also, but after that, he's really become one of the key bowlers for Delhi. And I think one of the prime reasons why you're still in contention for the playoffs.
See, it's his 4 overs, it's the 4 overs from Aksar that are actually making up for the lack of a quality pace bowler that you need.
Yes.
It's those 8 overs that are saving you somehow, somewhere. Aksar has been getting big wickets at times. Today as well, a big wicket, that was Josh Butler.
Yes.
The other day, it was the big wicket of Heinrich Klaassen.
Yeah.
Kuldeep has been ever so economical. I think there have been a couple of games though. One of them was the KKR game for sure, where he's been expensive, conceded in excess of 40 odd runs. But those games are allowed. A couple of games here and there are allowed. But otherwise, Kuldeep Yadav is the level of a Rashid, is the level of a Sunil Narayan right now, where you're looking at not attacking the man. Because he's got variation. To add to that, and we're not just talking about movement off the pitch in terms of variation, speed. He's really wearing his speed as well, knows when to draw the batsman forward, knows when to bowl it full. So you're getting to see the best of Kuldeep Yadav in this IPL. I don't think he's looked as good as he has this season
And
ever
his
in the IPL.
consistency and his peak is coming at the right time
Yeah.
in the IPL. It's coming at the right time.
Let's get to questions. Why I've been busy on my phone. There's so many reactions about that catch.
It could fall.
So many reactions. So
Yep.
many. The world is divided.
Exactly.
But we've said what we've said.
Questions?
If you would like to believe it, then great.
But are we doing grading? Because grading had to be done for the 3 DC
no,
players.
grading, no, not so fast. Grading, when we have a television show, we'll do the grading. For those of you who are joining us just now, we had a detailed look at what we thought of that Sanju Samson dismissal. Hear that out. It's a perspective that we've shared. Whether you like it, not, you have agreed, disagreed. I'm sure when we do the questions, we'll figure out what everyone is saying.
Yep.
Let's go.
Vishal Panchal says, view on Sanju's dismissal, it was not clear, benefit of doubt should go to the batter.
So Vishal, we've discussed that, so I won't spend too much time talking about it. While I agree that the benefit of the doubt should go to the batter, but there was no doubt is what I'm saying. I have seen it multiple times. The only criticism, and just putting it in short, was that the TV umpire should have spent more time showing that replay again and again, so that all of you who are upset right now, or the team that is upset, would have been fine, just as he did with the wide.
Yep.
And when he reached a situation after multiple replays where he did not have any conclusive evidence, then he said, I'm going with the on-field umpire. Here also you should have done that. And if you do see that replay again and again, which I have from different angles again and again, there was no moment where he touched the hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Danush is saying, 2 out of form openers, VK should carry India T20 World Cup again. Yeah, Yashasvi and Rohit are not in form.
Oh, Yashasvi had a very good outing last game.
Last
wasn't it?
67.
104 and 67, yes.
Wow.
But
That's a wow.
But
Looking
prior
like
to
a
that,
wow.
7 knocks and now this, it's
Yeah.
been very inconsistent. Unlike Yashasvi.
Inconsistent, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
No, if it wasn't for that 100, then his numbers, it's that one innings, by the way, that's put him where he is in terms of numbers. Otherwise, you weren't even looking at 200 plus runs for him.
It's like
It's been 10s and 15s and 17s.
21 of 10 or something of that kind. Good strike rate, but yes, he is not in form. Rohit, what a dip of form he's having. 6 matches, about 65
Late
runs, if I'm not
60s, yeah.
mistaken. Yeah. Rakesh Bhushan
Virat
saying,
Kohli will have to carry the team anyway, that's his role.
he's the Atlas
Yeah.
of this Indian team.
Yeah.
Toiling away every single...
But that reminds me, there were questions for you about MS Dhoni.
Huh.
Okay.
And yesterday as
You
well.
called him me.
Me,
Now
me,
you know na, that poor guy, the doctors have advised him that he should not be playing, he needs to take
He's
a break or 2 from the game.
taking
but
meds.
because CSK are in such a precarious position, he's still going out and playing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not that he enjoys batting at number 9.
It is no secret.
If it was about me, he would come out and bat higher up. No, he'll come and want to spend more time.
Okay.
So the players, the fans can go me. It's not.
Lesser the balls. Okay, he's coming at that particular time, depending upon the wickets. And it is no secret that MS Dhoni was not injured. Every single time, whenever MS Dhoni came out, he had that. Remember that belt.
So what he's managing, na?
He's
an
managing.
injury.
No, and it is again CSK's bullheadedness. Okay. Oh, the excuse that they're giving is, oh, they don't have a Devon Conway. That's why he has to play. Boss,
Who has to play?
Dhoni.
What is Devon Conway got to do?
Because he's the backup keeper. Now they don't have a backup keeper.
No, they have a young kid, no?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Thank you for making sure that Eureka moment has come, which CSK are refusing to see.
No, but how can they go to him? Look at
Yeah,
where they
it's
are.
a crunch
If they
situation in the
qualify,
season.
This
then
is
he
the
could
problem.
arrest him.
This is the problem.
Young
No, but
keeper can't match up
a
to
Chennai Super Kings are known to destroy young talent.
Arre,
Just ask a
but they
Ronald.
won't do it consciously, na?
No, why?
There's always
You wanted MS Dhoni fit and
Kishore, if he
firing.
didn't bowl or didn't get any time to bowl at CSK, it's not because they had this thing in mind that we are here to destroy young talent and not give space. It was because there was a Jadeja, there was probably a Santner around as well, who also wasn't making it to the 11. So it was, and it's the same skill set. Why is it that Santner still doesn't get to play? Yes, he played only in the last game because you got somebody with exactly the same arm, bowling exactly the same thing.
The same
and he is going to be
issue.
starting.
Okay. That propaganda, though we don't have a backup keeper, there is an Aravali Avanish. When are you going to play him? You're never going to play him. That's how CSK is. You're not going to give a chance to a young talent. Because look at all the previous others. You look at a Baba Aparajit, you look at a Narayan Jagadisan, you look at a Ronit More, you look at a Vijay Shankar. Where did they get a chance? In CSK. They never got a chance.
Ruturaj Gaikwad.
Okay, after so many years.
No, it's okay.
Okay, but again, Dhoni had to.
Deshpande.
Yeah, but let's be honest, Siddharth. Okay, fine, you're talking about they don't give chance anyway. That's not the debate. The debate is they have a young keeper.
Yes.
Will at this point I will bring the young keeper.
I'm not.
Can he replace
Oh, Yashdul hasn't been able to
He
play for
can't.
Delhi.
Can he replace MS Dhoni at this stage? No, yeah, it'll
Again.
take him time. Now is not the time to groom.
Now is not okay. When Dhoni was injured early on, it was not that it happened just yesterday. It's been there since the start of the season.
Yeah, but they never were in a safe position. Look where they are.
Then whose fault is it that they're never in a safe position?
Not his fault. It's not his fault.
Look,
actually.
is it any
Conway got injured. All
coincidence?
of this happened. Next
Is it
auction,
any?
they'll get better prepared.
Okay, better preparedness for CSK. Okay, Deepak Chahar perennially injured. Okay, any big ticket player, any big bucks player that has turned up for CSK in the last 2 years has been a disaster. Just ask a Ben Stokes. Just ask a Deepak Chahar.
Your
What about-
favorite
Just
this
ask
year?
a Daryl Mitchell.
What about
Never.
players that come from other teams and never perform and CSK they begin to perform?
Shardul Thakur.
Patti Rana could not. The
Yeah,
Sri
21
Lanka
wickets.
could not get him to perform.
Yeah.
They've got him. Fizz was good earlier. Then last few seasons wasn't good. Has come to CSK. Look at him.
But Fizz
Shane Watson.
Fizz had a good time earlier. Watson had a good time earlier.
Where?
Rajasthan Royals.
But
Fizz
RCB
with
we saw,
Sunrisers. Okay. Every team.
Fizz. Yes, look at
Fizz with
Fizz.
Sunrisers Hyderabad.
But Fizz was Delhi. Last couple of years.
That Delhi didn't manage him well. Delhi, where does any team, any player get managed well by Delhi Capitals except a Kuldeep Yadav?
Prithvi Shaw.
Wow.
He played year after year.
Wow. Look at his returns. This story, okay, that he's got a leg tear. Poor MS Dhoni can't run. Oh, he's had to keep because
Would you doubt
CSK don't
about the
have anybody.
authenticity of it?
No, I'm not doubting
Then?
the authenticity of it. I'm only stating that there is a backup wicket keeper. There is a backup.
But
Though,
it's too risky a proposition, Siddharth.
look,
If a Mahendra Singh Dhoni last 4 deliveries, if I expect 12 runs from him in those 4 deliveries that he's out there to play, batting at number 10, I'll have it.
look, if CSK want to qualify for the playoffs, ideally, if you knew at that time itself that you are having a leg injury, you should have rested him in the middle. What was he
Never
doing
in
with
a
the
position.
bat?
They were never in a position.
So that is CSK's own problem then. Then at this point in time, it's foolish then to say, oh, he can't fit in, he can't have taken rest because there is no other option. That is wrong. You had an option, you are not having the gumption to try.
No, maybe it's not reached that point. Maybe those meds, maybe whatever Mahendra Singh Dhoni is doing right now is just enough to keep him in the field of play.
And honestly, CSK, whatever they say, it's always with a pinch of salt. Please They have never
You're
revealed
saying that this is an exaggerated story.
a CSK source. It has to be taken with a pinch of salt.
So you're saying exaggerated. That's exactly what you're saying.
They never revealed the entire thing of Patirana.
No,
he had.
By the way, I don't agree. If you are trying to say that they've added masala to it and said that story, this is the same MS Dhoni who nobody knew played the last season with an injury.
Of course,
if he really wanted it out there, they could have let that. He did not complain even once, played that entire season without anyone knowing. It's only after the season that he went and got his surgery done that people got to know he was playing with an injured knee.
It was visibly evident.
So I think it's exactly the opposite. In fact, they try and keep things under wraps.
This time, there was no pressure of captaincy. Okay, at that time in 2023,
You're
he was
trying to
the
tell
captain.
me that to cover up for those criticism that's coming there when
Yes,
they come out with a story.
of
No,
course.
it's exactly the opposite that we have seen with CSK in the past.
It can't be that suddenly you get the story.
You have direct line now with the CEO. You call him.
Kasi sir was not going to reveal.
Check with him.
Sir, that day you were calling him uncle.
Who?
You?
Which uncle?
Kasi?
Kasi is not my uncle. We may have the same surname, but he's not my uncle. It's just like the Sharma and the Kumars. All Sharmas and Kumars are not related.
Okay, you have a direct line. Now call him, whether it's uncle or sir, or whatever.
If that happens, then I know what I'm going to get.
What? Truth.
Of course, the truth.
So get the truth, you report.
Of course, I will. But see, this kind of story is coming at a time when there is rightful criticism. There is absolutely rightful
Who
criticism.
is it rightful? He cannot run. So he is coming out to bat at a situation where he doesn't have to run for single or double. Whether that means number 9 or 5, doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's a match situation when there are about 2 overs, 3 overs left, because then you've reached a situation of a match where you're only going to deal in boundary. And if you refuse singles, that can still be accepted. That's why.
Why are all of us becoming Gajnis when it comes to all these kind of personalities? Just about 5-6 days ago in the 5th or 6th match of CSK, there was a graphic that they were running that, he's running at 23-24 kilometers per hour.
Yes, but that you're not getting my point. But every time he's running, he's damaging that injury. So as to minimize that, are you understanding?
Yeah.
It's not that he cannot not run. Of course he can, but he has to run as less as possible. That's exactly what they're saying.
If CSK are to have a long-term vision, which I know they will not have.
And these things happen. Why is Shashwat not here? Because he can't put weight on his knee right now. It is also
You
operated.
can go and watch IPL matches.
Yeah.
But that's
Look,
not a
look.
wheelchair.
In the case
You
of
can come
MS
to office in
Dhoni,
wheelchair.
see,
People
MS
come with
Dhoni.
crutches to office.
Look,
That's
for
a
the
lot of
case of Shashwat, it was self-inflicted. In the case of MS Dhoni, it is not self-inflicted.
I'm just saying these things happen.
I am just saying that, look, if CSK want to have a long-term vision, which I know they don't have,
They don't have.
they don't have a long-term vision.
In that case, Ruturaj wouldn't have been the captain this year.
Please don't talk about my team like that.
Why? Oh, it's your team that you back them. Okay.
Yeah.
But again, if we have seen in the past, 2022 was supposed to be long-term vision, what happened? It didn't happen.
Now
That was a mistake. Now,
they've learned
okay, if MS Dhoni plays next year, if he plays, I know that 99% he will not play because his injuries have caught up with him, he just can't continue. But then the same excuse will be if MS Dhoni plays in 2025, CSK's long-term vision is gone. You're only playing on vibes. At this point, okay, whatever you may look at it, he had an injury, the timing of it, everything and all that. It only suggests one thing, that you want to just paint over whatever was the valid criticism that was there of MS Dhoni. That's it. I can't for once believe that, okay, you can carry on with the same thing, but you're not giving an Aravali Avanish a chance. It continues the CSK legacy, not giving youngsters a chance. And who was the replacement for a certain bowler who got dropped out? A 36-year young Richard Gleeson.
Don't blame that. That policy has worked for them.
So far.
You may not agree with it, and what they have done is proven everyone wrong who said T20 is a young man's game. They went with the old guys, they won.
They won 18, 21, 23.
So,
Credit to them.
Yes.
Credit to them. It
They're
was
the
great
most successful
captaincy.
Tied IPL team with that philosophy, and they've proven it right.
It's going to catch up.
Okay, we'll do a full show on CSK. Moving on, Rakesh Bhushan.
Sanju Samson provides you hope that playing conventional and stylish cricket and holding the shape of your body too can give you runs with strike rate of 200. He is slightly above Surya in terms of pure delight with no ugly strokes.
I think
Salute.
it's a very good comment by Rakesh Bhushan. I completely agree with it.
The only part I don't agree is ugly strokes. What's ugly strokes about
no.
Surya Kumar Yadav and ugly
No,
strokes?
not ugly. See, again, it's a way of saying. He's talking about the new age T20 strokes, where you're playing unconventional shots. What he's trying to say is that Sanju, in that sense, plays conventional textbook shots. Only you'll barely see him do this shot here,
Ramp and reverse and
this, and he doesn't do that. Plays like that, and yet can match up to the strike rates of most batters, which is what he likes. I like that.
I like that too, but I think
No, there's nothing to say whether. I'm not saying that those strokes are ugly. For some it may be, for some it's not. It's just.
It's
the
like
way of
in
you
Hindi
looking
they
at
say
it.
that's ada teda.
But for some,
it's
for some it's beautiful.
I think it's respectful, it's delightful, it's mind-boggling. Those are shots you couldn't even imagine at one point, and it takes a lot of execution to get it right.
Yeah, but if there is a school of thought that doesn't like that,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
that's a
you
school.
can,
I'm saying
yeah.
there's no right or wrong.
You would just wish with that stroke play that he has, he's blessed with it. You know, you talk about Virat Kohli, Shubman Gill, KL Rahul, and you know Sanju Samson has to be right there. Because these are classy players. You just wish this man had played some Test cricket for India. That stroke play, imagine in Test cricket.
It could happen.
When?
He's
With
not
Rishabh
reverse
Pant.
aging.
And now there is
he's not
WTC.
reverse aging either.
No, with Rishabh
Now
Pant
there
back
is
also it's gone.
WTC every year. So
After
which
June
year do you-
2025.
which year do you not play him in? Because that's the thing that happens.
See, with
with
June
him.
2020 we are starting a new cycle. So maybe in that a faint outside chance. Faint.
I don't think so. Unlikely. Ashish Dhar.
Great captaincy by Rishabh Pant. He says that he kept Kuldeep. KD is Kuldeep?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
I think so, yeah.
Kuldeep
No.
overs.
Or was it Khalil?
Khalil and Kuldeep. No.
No.
Kuldeep.
only.
He kept Kuldeep overs back for Pal as he struggles against spinners.
Yes.
Samson's rhythm was impacted by 4 wides. If DC wins the IPL, Harshit will only say to Rishabh Pant, Shabash, like Amir in
I know.
Dangal.
That's the best he will do.
Your Bapu सेहत के लिए हानिकारक है. Indeed.
But we did touch upon that point about bringing in a Kuldeep at the 10th. That was great captaincy. Completely agree. Also, I liked Rishabh was pretty calm under pressure.
Today, yes.
Nice and calm, took the right calls. Kept talking to Khalil also when he's getting hit. Khalil also produced those 2 wickets in that over. So, all of that. Captain was bang on. I love conflicts.
If no big run rate swings and no tie, DC equal chance increases from 9 to 22% with win. CSK 75, SRH 61, LSG 40, RR now at 84% for top 2 finish.
That's nicely done. He must have done the permutations
And combinations,
which
yes.
is nicely done. See, that's why I said nothing is 100%. I had actually said 80%. See, top of my head, it's 84. He's done the math.
Yep. Rakesh Bhushan. Oops. Yeah. Leg muscle tear is forcing MSD to come down the order. He can't rest because second wicketkeeper 2 is injured. Your Chinnatala, that's me, is butchering him without an iota of information on his and his team compulsions.
We've addressed that, Rakesh. He's not going to change his opinion.
Yeah.
So that
Interesting that his CSK related super chat comes in yellow color.
that's also got to do with the
The amount.
The amount, yeah.
okay. Third
Rakesh
umpire.
Bhushan.
Well, I'm just fixing my point. Rakesh Bhushan's we've taken. Okay, the other one. He says third umpire in Sanju's case was looking at the boundary road movement. He wasn't interested in looking at whether the fielder touched his feet or not. In this case, he didn't have other angles. Neither he zoomed.
How come
he gave him out?
Exactly. We've discussed that, Rakesh.
Yeah.
I think this chat may have come earlier. Exactly your point. That he rushed into it. And we spent about 20-25 minutes talking about that. So now I'm going to touch that again.
Shorananda says that punts ahead of Sanju Samson would be travesty to say the least. Hope the Indian team makes sensible calls and doesn't get swayed by his emotional return to cricket. He's anyway overrated in T20 internationals. Siddharth would agree, I know.
Yeah. I anyway.
You also picked Sanju to start.
Yeah.
I had actually picked Sanju to start when the IPL had started, right at the start. But I think it's not going to be that easy. It's a close call.
Yeah.
And you're right that I think Pant starts. But there's not too much of a difference in their performance this IPL. And I must give credit to Rishabh for that.
Yep.
He's been very, very good.
His comeback has been phenomenal.
Yeah,
Whatever
and
you
if
look at it.
either one of them were to play, there's not a big gap in the two of them.
The other reason why, when we touched upon it and I didn't mention, I think it's that, overly slogger vibe that you get from Rishabh, where even in Delhi the other day, he was trying to muscle the ball than go for timing. And see, Delhi, you will get away 59-meter boundaries. And he did get away the other day. He managed a 35, 40 or whatever it was after his struggles to kick on. See, he will get away in these grounds, but not everywhere. And that's where I don't quite get the confidence in Rishabh Pant right now. Sanju Samson looks more assured.
Yeah.
Fair point. Sarthak Arya, he's a Delhi Capitals fan.
Yeah. Amazing to see Delhi Capitals punch above their weight yet again. They were supposed to be in the bottom two as per most of the expert predictions. #RP17 captaincy.
Completely agree, by the way.
Absolutely.
100%. Even for me, they were not in the top four for sure. And I thought that they'd be in the bottom half only.
I disagreed though, I remember. And I had cricketing reasons why I could see them being
You're a fan,
a little better than some of the other teams. I knew they weren't top four, but I knew they weren't bottom three also. This season, I thought the auction had gone to their liking. Whatever little improvements could have happened, I was always looking at them as a mid-table team.
Yeah.
If they finish 5, that also I think is a little bit of an overachievement.
Yep.
It is.
I think.
And it's good. It's good. It only gives you more direction. It only gives you more clarity going into the reset button which you're going to be pressing next year.
Yeah. Rohin Bassi from the UAE says, "Hi Nikhil sir, I sent you a formula for batting MVP last week. Yes, did that work for DC? Why to take a catch that close when you can release and catch again?" That's a good point. The second, but the other thing, Rohin, what we actually need that written to us. Can you drop us a DM on Sports Today's Insta handle with that formula, and then we'll have it in detail, and then we can. We need to work on that. But thanks for reminding. Can you? You'll find the Sports Today Instagram handle.
Sports Today official, yes.
Yeah, and just drop us a DM there.
Yep.
And then we'll sit and then calculate basis that.
Yes.
But good point. Maybe.
Yeah, I remember runs scored wide by the balls phased.
Yeah.
Something like that he had gone with.
If you could send it. Shaurananda.
Rate India's jersey for the T20 World Cup. Eerie resemblance from Blasters Babita from GPL 2 said we would know the reference. Of course. Gokuldham Premier League, where Jethalal and Tarak Mehta have got that orange and blue jersey. Man.
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
I just felt it was a bit too much of orange. If orange is there to just offset the blue slightly, it makes sense. Like it could have been a blue jersey with, like, say, orange.
Some accent over there which was orange in color, just a little touch of it.
Yeah, I like single.
Like we've seen, what year was that? We've seen Dhoni, he was captain dark blue, and there was just a little bit of orange.
2019.
I think it was 9.
19, yeah. He didn't captain, but yes.
Yeah, 2019.
No, even earlier, I think.
No, 15 was the
Light one. Recycled plastic they had made that material out of. 17 also.
19 was just one match, na then?
Yeah.
No,
Even
one match was completely
orange.
No. I'm talking about there was another where you had
India, Australia, Ranchi. The cap match. Where they had that kind of thing, that orange that you're saying. India, Australia at Ranchi.
Not that, but I'm saying overall, I think that dark blue with little orange.
Yeah.
I think this has got too much. Too bright.
Yeah.
It's just making it look very chatak.
I know. Gokuldham Premier League indeed, Shwarananda. That's my.
No, I'm not rating it very highly. I'm sorry.
Are you buying it?
No.
4 out of 10 from me.
I'll still wear the old one.
For me, 92 jersey.
92 to my favorite.
All time.
Dark blue.
2003.
No. 3 though I just did.
How many Indian jerseys do you have, Siddharth?
None.
Seriously?
I don't have any.
I thought you would be having a vintage India jersey.
I wanted a 92 one. 92, I want 2 jerseys
92
actually.
is the kind that they got it back now.
In the 2021 period, 2020,
they
2021.
got that back.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted
I like that.
the India jersey and the Australia canary yellow, 92. So, Shubham Garg is saying, if Dubey and Jaiswal plays, then Sanju will play because you already have 2 lefties in the top 6. If only one of Jaiswal or Dubey plays, then Pant will play for the left-handed.
Possible.
Anything.
Possible. Mehraj Rules from Canada says, do broadcasters have a say in having VK and Rohit in top 11? No.
No.
Sorry to burst that bubble. Contrary to popular belief, nothing like that ever happens. The team selection is completely independent of any of that.
Yeah. Shubham Garg is saying, I think CSK should get a restraining order against me so that he does not wear yellow in CSK game. But I have not been wearing yellow in the CSK game. Put out an advertisement cutting all ties.
We have announced it. He has nothing to do with CSK. He's not a fan. He will not celebrate. He will not do anything. If they win, lose, whatever, he's got nothing to do.
I've got nothing to do.
But he was last seen running around when they won the title.
2023, but priorities changed, na?
Mayank Gupta.
Let Rohit, Virat open. Samson and Dubey are more important than YJ, Virat, Sky, Samson are the main batters this World Cup. I love Sid's passion and I love Virat too. Thank you so much, Mayank, for the compliment. Okay, Blade 350k, BGMI. Tell Sid, IPL is about earning money, 60%. Even injured Dhoni have better sponsorship and use than fit players. It's their money and their choice.
No, but Blade, I'll tell you honestly, it's not about money when it comes to title. Money and all, I think, is overrated in that. Yes, of course you want to do it, but that's secondary. Primary thing is to play well, to play your best team. And I don't think Dhoni is playing because of money. I think they genuinely feel that him being there makes a massive difference to the team. And since he's contributing in the way that they want, averaging 100 plus, strike rate of 200 plus, why won't you have him? So yes, money is a consideration, but that's a secondary consideration. Primary consideration will always be cricket. So don't see, I know all of these gossips, do WhatsApp and chai tapri talks, all talk about these things. Having covered the game very closely and known a lot of people from up close, nobody thinks of money while picking a player. That's a secondary thing. Sometimes you do, when you're filling up a squad, in the end you will fill in a few players maybe for that.
Yeah.
But your 11th or all the more is never about money. That's why some big names are dropped quite often. That never happens like that. Blade has another one. He says, Nikhil, you will choose 6 titles with narrow vision and no titles with long-term vision. What, if you could choose, what will you choose? Why need long-term vision if they are winning? Okay, it's an interesting point.
I mean, see, the main...
To the point that you were making that CSK don't have a long-term
The long-term vision is because, see, after 2025, you're looking at life without MS Dhoni for Chennai Super Kings as a playing member.
You never know.
You never know. It is a potential thing that we're looking at. Yes, maybe his body, his fitness will just not allow. 2025.
May not allow after this also. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what. In IPL 2025, that's where the long-term vision comes into play.
Yeah.
Whether you prepared well for life after an MS Dhoni and by not blooding certain youngsters and not giving them the chance, maybe this was the season to do it. Maybe Dhoni was injured mid-season. See, every single time Chennai, even barring 2023, they have always been in that catch-22. Are we in the playoff? Are we not in the playoff? Barring a 2023, because they were right in the top 2. So that's where I bring into question the long-term plan.
Okay, I'm just going to take a couple more questions. Mayank Madan saying Harshit is happy from the inside, but he's not showing it. He knows that they can finish in the top, but not showing. Maybe, but I don't think he genuinely is. He's okay, like not very happy, just okay, happy. We had another question which said, okay, Shubham Garg wants to know, Nikhil sir, what advice would you have for Parth Jindal? Even Kavya does not behave like that. I hope DC players do get bashed by him post-meeting. I'm not a fan of that kind of behavior. As I've said it earlier also. I mean, you got to be dignified, and not get involved in the action with the way certain people do. And there are lots of owners, it's all very well cheering for your team and all, but kind of heckling the other team, not my cup of tea. I wouldn't do that. But
just the heckling bit and some of those gestures seemed a bit aggressive. I'm okay with jumping.
Yeah, jumping being happy.
Yeah, jumping around, and it's not the first time, because I think it was the Savai Mansingh game as well. Again, it was against RR, where because Delhi were so closely in that contest as well. A certain visual from that match also did the round where he was seen celebrating very passionately. Today it was a little more aggression. a layer of aggression over passion.
Which is why I said, I mean, there have been times where I think he was guilty of even putting a tweet out saying that, you know, when Ashwin was playing, I remember that why isn't he in the Indian team? I think you're harming the chance of your player by doing such thing, I would feel. But anyway, to each his own, everyone decides.
Indeed.
Okay, on that note, thank you very much.
Take this last one. You're funny one.
Okay, Saransh wants us to take one. This is from Ashish Dhar. He says, Bumrah to Rohit. भगवान का दिया सब कुछ है, दौलत है, शौहरत है, इज्जत है, बस ट्रॉफी नहीं.
Welcome. From welcome. Nana Patekar's tak kya kalam.
Okay, thank you for your company. If you're joining us late and you're very interested in knowing what our thoughts are about Sanju Samson controversial dismissal and Sanju versus Pant race, we've discussed a lot of that at the start of the program or somewhere in the middle of the program. Do check it out.
It's been a long chat, plenty of things.
Yep. For the moment, anything you want to say, or then forever hold your silence?
Speak now.
Yeah. Nothing.
I'm good. I'll sleep well tonight.
Bye. Good night. Oh, Champions League tonight.
Oh yes.
Bye.
Better game tomorrow.
Good night. It started already.
Yeah.
Vanakkam, Nandri, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair.
Eat your vegetables and don't trouble your mother. Bye-bye.
Tomorrow is another day. See you then. Bye.